Guys, we have a segment called Four on the Floor. This is rapid fire, like ESPN, and you do ESPN. You get, each of you get 20 seconds to answer the question. It's on the big board behind you. And so we'll start with the first question. This is sponsored by, who is this sponsored by? Citywide Banks? Good. Our new sponsor, Citywide Banks. I got money in my cash money in my pocket from their ATM. 4 questions, 4 minutes total. You each get, okay, Westbrook or KD? Westbrook, since the All-Star game where he had 41 points, and was the MVP, he is averaging 33.7 points, 11.7 assists, and 10.6 rebounds. That is like the greatest stretch maybe in history.
That's
that
Oscar
Will
Robinson,
Chamberlain
right?
Yeah, Oscar Robinson's got to be loving that. So who's now the leader of this team? With Durant coming back, can they share that leadership, or is this now West? You were talking earlier about Carmelo's team. Whose team is this?
Well,
20 seconds.
I still think that it's KD's team. I mean, he's the MVP of the league last year. He's been banged up this year. Westbrook is a phenomenal talent. He is, he's changing lanes into being, one of the top 2 or 3 best players in basketball. But I still think it's KD. I mean, he's been banged up, but Russ he's not going to change how he plays at all, no matter if he's hurt or not.
When you hear the bell, that's when you have to stop with it.
My bad.
Oh, it's fine.
I get my pizza.
You're a rookie. Yeah, you eat your pizza while the two of us
I'm changing the question to long term. Who would you rather have? Because I like my answer better.
Okay.
I could have changed it. I'll change the question.
See, I want KD because Westbrook, I love watching him play. He's so explosive. But when he doesn't have that explosive ability, he's going to go from an MVP candidate to a good player. KD is 6'10", shooting threes. He's going to be good for the next 15 years.
Very good point, since you got to change the question. Their record without Kevin Durant is virtually the same as with him, which I find odd.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
strange.
Westbrook, for years, fought to be, this, he fought to be on an equal level with Durant.
Sure.
And they didn't have the greatest relationship in the world because Durant was the star and had the team. But I think you're right about Kevin Durant over the long term because he's younger. Westbrook's 26, and I think Durant's got to be 24 or something like that.
Yeah.
They're similar.
Pretty close.
I think they're close. They're right
Yeah.
around the same age.
Vince Wilfork. That's not spelled right.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's Wilfork.
Yeah.
We always think it's Wilfork with Ronnie from CU.
Vince W.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ronnie.
You get to start this one. Do you want them to sign him?
I'd love for them to sign him.
I'm going to change the question. You did this earlier. Who would you rather have, him or Troy Polamalu?
Polamalu, God bless him, he's done. I think he's going to have to retire. And they don't need to put more money in a 4th defensive back. Vince Wilfork would be the big gulp, as you had for lunch today, the big gulp version of Terrence Knighton. He's an even bigger version of Knighton. He's great in the clubhouse, great in the locker room. If I would take Wilfork, but I just don't see, they're not going to be able to afford him. He's going to command $7 million a year.
I like it. I love bringing any kind of championship DNA to your formula, to your situation. Obviously, he's had a lot of success. Great player, plays in the middle for years. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I would like Polamalu. Both of you make great points, but it took me 8 years to learn how to pronounce his name. I don't want to stop now. Polamalu.
Yeah, but you have to spell it. You have to spell it on deadline.
I don't have to spell it, but the other point is that I love. He's had the greatest hair in sports, and he's turned that into great commercial career.
Just bring him to the show then.
Oh, well, I could do
Based
that.
on that logic, they're going to have Fabio at fullback.
Okay, number 3. Bills now have a playoff team, question mark?
I thought that was Destiny's Child's Bills.
Okay, I'll take this one first because I didn't know the question. Do the Bills have a playoff team because they got LaShawn McCoy? They still don't have a quarterback. I mean,
Matt Castle's amazing.
Yeah. No, Rex Ryan will make them more competitive. God, he's doing stuff. He's living in the places where it's the most snow in Buffalo. He had his truck painted with the Bills across it. He's got a tattoo with the Bills on it. But that's not enough to get them into the playoffs. So I say no. Troy?
I say they have a chance to be a wild card team. They're in the wrong division to ever win the division. The Patriots go 12-4, every year. It's why Belichick is the greatest coach in the NFL.
Well, he's playing those lousy teams too.
Well, since Vince Lombardi, he's the greatest coach in the NFL, in my opinion. Matt Castle, E.J. Manuel inspire no confidence in me, and I'm a little worried that LaShawn McCoy, they're going to have to give him some more money, that living in Buffalo, playing on a bad team, that could go sour.
I think they have a shot. I really do. I mean, the defense was already a very good defense. They put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Now bringing in one of the better running backs in football. I mean, and obviously the quarterback situation could probably use some getting better, but I think they have a shot, man. I really do.
Okay, the final question. Beer or wine?
I don't drink hardly at all, but when I do, I'm a fat tire guy. And it's a funny story on beer. When I got to college, we had always had Milwaukee's Best in high school because it's all we could afford. So we had a roommate.
You drank while you were in high school?
Of course.
That was legal.
Full admission, full disclosure. We get to college, and our roommate, he was more well-to-do, and he's going on a beer run. He said, "What do you want me to get you?" I'm like, "Get us the best." He comes back with like Coors Extra Gold Holiday Edition with like reindeers on the bottle. He's like, "This is the best beer they had." And it's like what? So beer for me.
I don't drink at all, man.
But you've let yourself go. I mean, look at yourself. I mean, you're huge.
Right. I don't drink at all, but I would say a little maybe dessert wine is real, tastes like Sprite kind of.
When did you make that decision? I'll take my 20 seconds or whatever.
I haven't, man, it's been a long time, but way back in high school.
I wished I'd been there with you. Maybe I would have made that decision. Wine. Life is too short. Life is too short to drink cheap wine because you're going to die and go, I never tried really good wine. So I spend an abnormal amount of money on wine because I've always been told that. You don't want to drink cheap wine and die, and your last words will be, boy, I had some shitty wine today.